Terracana by Remus Ebenhart, Chapter 14, The Grand Gala Part 1. 2 weeks later. Over the next 2 weeks, Shining Armor has been training me hard. I'm still not as good as he is, but I can now hold my own for a lot longer and use my sword more effectively. Bluewood got word of my knighting, and to say he was upset was an understatement. He was absolutely livid. I spent my mornings in the training grounds with shining armor and practiced using my magic. My mana pool has increased a small amount, but not by much. I then go to lunch with Celeste and Luna, where we talk about the upcoming gala and other topics such as how our day has been. Bluebird only showed up 5 times during these 2 weeks. I spend my time after lunch reading more of the spell book. I found 2 more unknown elements called light, a golden circle with a ray of light going across it, and shadow, a gray circle with what looks like black mist on the bottom half. Try as I might, I just can't stabilize the elements. The light element blinded me for 10 minutes when it failed, and the shadow element had made me deaf to all sound around me, though I have gotten much better with the air element. I had new clothes made for me in placing Luna's room, where I have been staying now, at Luna's request. Every night she cuddles up to me, and I have to admit, it's much better than sleeping alone. Luna and I have been together every day at 7 p.m. till bedtime. She told me she told me what the world was like before her banishment and how drastically it changed upon her return. It also seems that the attempts on my life has stopped for now. Whether or not the assassin isn't brave enough to face me after watching me defeat that Manticore, or he's biding his time to find the perfect opportunity to strike. Either way, if he shows himself to me, I'll make sure he regrets his actions in Ponyville. Twilight and her friends visited once for a lunch date with the princesses 3 days before the gala. I said hello to them, but left them to it while I practiced my swordsmanship and magic. I woke up and slowly opened my eyes to see Luna clinging on me with a contented smile. I yawn and just hold her until she wakes up. A few minutes later, she opens her eyes and looks at me. "Good morning," she says and nuzzles me. She's been doing that a lot lately. Apparently a sign of affection for the ponies. "So today's the day, huh?" I ask her. "That's it. 'Tis a shame thou cannot wear thy suit we had made," Luna replies, slightly upset. "Since I've been revealed as a knight of Equestria, I had to wear the armor." "Yeah, it looked really nice too," I say. We both get up and took turns showering. Once clean, Luna puts on her black dress with the silver trimming, while I equip my new armor and weapons. My old armor and sword is in Luna's closet at the back. We head down to the dining hall and open the door. Luna is at her spot, and once again, no blue blood. "Are you looking forward to the gala, Adrian?" Celeste asked me. Yes and no. I've never been to a formal party before, and also I'm also nervous about the whole viewing thing as well, I replied. "Thou shalt be fine. Just be thyself and everything will go well," Luna tells me. We eat breakfast and then go about our day until the gala starts. The moon is now high in the sky, and the people are flocking to the castle. I'm standing beside Celeste and Luna as they greet the guests. I go wide-eyed as I met some of the other races that attended. A silver doe in a white dress with vines, vines and flowers woven into it greets Celeste and Luna, while two stags with large antlers and armor stood beside the doe. 2 minutes later, and I meet my first mentor. He is as tall as Celestia and me, wearing a rather fancy black suit. His shoulders are twice as broad as mine, but his legs are shorter. He had an escort in thick plate armor next to him. Up next is a person that looks just like the ponies, only gray fur with black stripes. He wearing a brown robe with a few small animal bones along the belt. She is also wearing gold wings around her wrist and neck. Her left ear is also pierced with a golden ring as well. A white man with a monocle, pale blue hair, and a mustache walks up to us. So must be the stallion the rumor says Princess is courting, he says, looking over me. Ah, Sir Fancy Pants, it's a pleasure to see you again, and yes, he is Luna's court friend, Cessa says to him with a smile. I see. I wish the both of you the best of luck then. And by the way, that is some rather impressive looking armor you're wearing. Oh, but where are my manners? He says, holding his hand out to me. My name is Fancy Pants, and this beautiful mare is my wife, Fleur de Lis. I act well as I act as well. I might as well act like a knight, and shake his hand. It's a pleasure making your acquaintance, Sir Fancy Pants, I tell him. Then I kiss the back of Euler's hand, as with you as well, my lady. I say, I suddenly bow my head to them. He certainly had good manners, doesn't he? She says with a smile. That he does, I say. Will you be interested in visiting our home for some tea sometime in the future? Fancy Pants asks me. We'll be delighted to, Luna replies for me. Splendid. My schedule is quite busy, but how does 2 months from now at 3 in the afternoon sound? He asks. Luna hums in thought. That is acceptable. We shall see thee then, Sir Fancy Pants, Luna tells him. Wonderful. We'll see you both then, he says, and turns to Fleur. Come, my dear, we have many ponies to talk to, he says as they both walked away into the sea of people. He was rather nice, I say. He is one of the few nobles who actually cares for others and can't a lot, unlike the rest who only care about their status and wealth, Luna tells me with a bitter tone at the end. Huh. I'm actually looking forward to meeting him again then. Twilight and her friends arrive all wearing beautiful dresses made by Rarity. I'm also introduced to an orange woman with blonde hair named Applejack. She runs an apple orchard next to Ponyville. Twilight stayed with us while the others went off to do their own things. Twilight also told me that Spike went somewhere else on his own. It took 2 hours of greeting guests before we entered the throne room where classical music is playing in the background and everyone is talking to each other. Compared to Pinkie Pie's party, this looks rather dull. Celeste and Luna walk over and stand on stage. Ladies and gentlefolks, we thank you for attending the 327th Grand Gala. Before we begin, we have an announcement to make. Luna says and motions me to the stage. I nervously step up onto the stage next to them. We are honored to reveal Aqua's newest knight, Sir Adrian Stormsword, A few gasps and quiet murmuring spread throughout the crowd. One of the nobles then speaks up. There hasn't been a knight in almost 8 centuries. Why, you certainly let a creature that not even a pony become a knight equestria, he demands, clearly not happy about it. Luna glares at the noble. We had knighted Sir Adrian for his skilled sword ponyship and ability to perform high-level magic. He is he is one strong enough to be our knight, Luna tells him. Another noble speaks up. And it had nothing to do with the rumor of you courting him? She asked. I looked at Luna to see her belly pouring back her anger. The other nobles are also voicing their disapproval. It's a crime against nature. He's not noble blood. He could be a spy for another nation. A spy? Really? I had enough. Yes, I am courting Luna, I tell them, and they fall silent. Luna looks at me with surprise. I love her for who she is, not her status or power. I became their knight, so I just so I could stay by her side. I say and draw my sword and glare at them. I channel a fire element through it, and a flame engulfs the blade, causing the nobles to look nervous. Both Celeste and Luna have been my closest friends since I have been here. I will risk my life for them if I have to. If anyone dares to pull Luna and I apart just because of race or origins of us or titles, then they have to do it by force, I shout out. And let me get one thing clear. I won't make it an easy task to do so. I say, cancel the element in the blade. I sheathe my sword and turn to Luna and Celestia. I apologize for my outburst, your highnesses, I say and bow. Luna has tears in the corner of her eyes and hugs me, which I return. Celestia smiles softly, and I'm sorry when I hear Fancy Pants speak up. Well said, good Sir Knight. Well said, good Sir Knight, he says, and claps his hands. Similar others join in, including Twilight and her friends. Many of the other nobles look insulted at being addressed like that. With nothing else to say, I've stepped down. Cessa wraps it up, and the gala goes on. Many pieces of music was played by the small band on stage. Many uh, of the guests talked to the princesses, mainly the Minotaur, the zebra, and the doe, who are the representatives of other races and some nobles, though most of the nobles kept their distance from me. Twilight looks miserable since every time she tries to talk to Celeste, a guest will interrupt. She gave up and decided to talk with me instead. I tell her everything that had happened over the past 2 weeks. She's surprised that I befriended her brother and that I'm learning swordsmanship from him, but tells me to keep at it. She already found about my knighting from Celestia during the lunch date 3 days ago. I spot Pinky talking to the band during the break. The band looks confused and gets their instruments ready. Pinky then turns to the crowd. Come on, me pony. I know what will make you shake those groove things. He says, and take a deep breath, and the band starts playing a different type of music. Reach your right foot in, reach your right foot out, reach your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the pony poking, mean lots of folks and clock. That's what I'm talking about, she says. She continues singing, and the crowd looks very unamused. She even tries to drag a few in an attempt to get them dancing. I feel embarrassed just watching it. As she continues, she starts to interfere with the music by tapping keys on the. As he continues, she then starts to interfere with the musicians by tapping keys on the piano and pulling at the cello's bow. You do the pony pokey, you do the pony pokey, you do the pony pokey, and that's all was all about. Yeah. She spreads her arms wide and gripped on with silence. A well-dressed woman then speaks up. This isn't that kind of party, she sternly tells Pinky. Pinky then sadly frowns and trudges off to the drink bowls. Well, that just happened, I say quietly. Luna looks confused, while Celeste has a smile on her face, and Twilight just looks embarrassed. I look around and notice Rarity leaving with Blue Blood. That's not going to end well. An hour later, Pinky is back with some strange table with two spinning discs of buttons and switches on it. Music I never heard before, with a fast beat, starts playing, and again she tries getting the crowd to dance. Suddenly, Applejack walks in with a cart carrying multi-layered cake with apple slices on it. Pinky then drives off the stage with her arms spread wide. I guess she wants the crowd to catch her, but instead they move out of the way and she hits the cart. I flinch at the impact. That looks like it's going to hurt. The cake flies off towards Rarity, who just had entered next to us, looking rather angry with Blue Blood next to her. Blue Blood screams like a little girl and pulls Rarity in front of him. She yelps as the cake hits her. Blue Blood drops her and backs away from the mess. Thanks, thanks the heavens that my entire is unspoiled, he says, relieved. Rarity turns to Blue Blood with an expression that says she's going to kill the guy. You're retired? I spent weeks making this dress, and you have enough to use me as a shield. You ruffian! You Rarity shouts at him and throws a piece of the cake onto Blue Blood's chest. Ah, what do you think you're doing, you commoner? He shouts in surprise. Here, Rarity hushes and turns away from him, her head held high. It's no more than you deserve, she cries. Bluebird raises his right hand in what looks like a gesture to hit her, so I step in between them and glare at him, to which he growls at me and storms off out the door he came in. The back door leading to the gardens bursts open and a lot of animals flood inside. A ragged-looking Fuzzlight, breathing heavily with an expression of pure frustration, runs in. You're going, you're going, you're going to love me, she shouts out loudly. Holy crap, I thought she was a trembling woman. So now the gala has been reduced to a chaotic mess. What what do we do now? I ask no one in particular. Lunar horn glows and all animals levitate off the floor and are taken back outside. Stressa is surprisingly still smiling, and Luna returns, throwing a sheepish Fluttershy next to her. Fluttershy says quietly. Maids are cleaning up the cake off the floor and the mess left by the stampeding animals. I have to say, tonight wasn't as boring as I thought it was going to be, I say. I have to agree with you, Celeste tells me. You're not upset that the gala was ruined, I ask her. She shakes her head. The gala is always boring. This is actually a rather pleasant turn of events, she replies with a light giggle. After a few seconds of looking around, I spot Rainbow Dash walking over to us. Whoa, what happened here? It looks like a hurricane came through, she says. Close enough. So where have you been? I ask her. Trying to talk to the Wonderbolts, but they were constantly swarmed by the press, and I can't get close to them, she says, and crosses her arms with a frown. At least you didn't get the worst of it then, I tell her. What are you talking about? She asks with a raised brow. I point over to Pinky, who's sitting on the floor, rubbing her right arm with Applejack trying to help her up. What happened to her? Rainbow asked, and I explained it to it. Ah, I wish I was there to see it, says with a pout. I chuckled and looked around. It's a complete mess. After 10 minutes of cleaning up, screams come from behind the ballroom doors. The doors suddenly slam open, and four large griffins walk in. Two of them are holding a guard and eat their talons. The lead griffin looks at Celeste with a cruel grin. Princess, you throw a party and you didn't invite us, he asks mockingly. Tisk, tisk. That is rather rude, he chuckles coldly. I look behind them and see more guards dead on the floor. We retreat, we receive your reply to our requests. I'm afraid the Elder Council doesn't share your sentiments. We are here to tell you that Crescia is now our hunting grounds, he says. Two griffins holding the groaning guards by the head take a bite out of their throats and swallow. The guards go wide-eyed and gurgle for a few minutes before dying. Celeste and Luna looks absolutely furious. The guards in the room surround the griffins as they laughed at us. Enraged, I drew my sword and channeled three earth elements through my stave. A chunk of marble rips out of the floor, and I pointed at the lead griffin and released my spell.